Time 7:03 p.m. Date 7/10/2025. Marking day 10 of building a custom Beyblade X stadium. I'm still waiting on that part to arrive, but in the meantime, I'm not going to waste any time waiting. Because I am sick and tired of that. So I went ahead and I started more construction on the top layer. I cannot say that I've gotten as much done so far today as I'm proud with. I'm just taking a short breather so I can get this logged, so everybody can stay up to date with my progress. And yes, I know my surroundings is filled with garbage. I'm going to clean up when I'm done. You can't make a project without having a mess. Unless you're on a computer. In this case, I am not. Sweating like a dog, good lord. I got two fans going simultaneously and I'm still overheating. Plus AC. I recycled my old mouse box that I actually got for my first mouse when I bought my actual PC. I've had it all this time, isn't that amazing? I've literally had that thing for what, 3 years, 4 years? Is that how long it's been? I honestly don't even know. But I'm recycling. Isn't that nice? I'm actually recycling my garbage. I'm recycling my trash. Wish more people did that. I cut it down just slightly, so it was a lot easier to grab stuff that I put in it. I made it to be a small container box that I could store things like this. Yeah. You know, batteries, backup chargers, batteries, whatnot. By far one of the most useful things to have on you when you're low on power. Now, you could just, go find a plug-in port on a wall, but you don't always get that guarantee when you're at a Beyblade tournament, and that's been my experience. Yes, a lot of them hosted inside, and they always have some type of plug-in somewhere. But there have been a couple that I have gone to that unfortunately did not have any charging areas whatsoever, because there were a few of them that I had to go to that were actually hosted outside. So, having a unit like this is very efficient, very effective, and very useful, and that gives my whole entire stadium another use that a lot of them just unfortunately do not have. I mean, could you imagine driving an hour, 2 hour, some tournaments even, for some people it's like a 5 or 6 hour drive, which is ridiculous, just getting there, and you gotta drive all that way back. And could you imagine getting there, not having a place to charge your phone, and you gotta drive all the way back unable to call your parents, or your family, your relatives, whoever it is you're with? Yeah, not a good mix. And that battery model out there is actually one of the recent models. It holds 3 charges. This one was from a few years ago. It holds 2 charges. It's still effective, but it's a bit outdated. Unfortunately. I had another one around here somewhere, but apparently I've currently lost it amongst all the rubble. I need to clean up my workspace when I get the chance, and I'm going to add that to my list of future things to do when I have more time. I've also added in a new section here. I did not get the best imagery. I was in a rush, so I do apologize. But I'm making this a triple unit feature. So there's going to be a drawer that I'm going to put in right here. I'm going to build that as soon as I'm done with this video. The top section here is actually a secondary unit. This houses a unique pair of lenses that I actually tend to buy. These are meant for outdoor work like fishing, hunting, you know, that type of stuff. But these lenses actually are a bit better than that. First of all, they're tinted. So some people, when you tend to fight them in a tournament, they have these little eye gestures they make sometimes. A lot of the people don't do it, but I have noticed a few people that do actually use their eyes, and it gives away their strategy, their plan, because they will just look right at the spot that they want to launch in, and then they'll give it away. Even if they don't intentionally aim the launcher there, it's their way of saying, that's the spot I want, that's where I want to launch my bay. So this takes away that. Jeez. And there's also another reason why I put this pouch in. There have been numerous Beyblade battles over the years where the Beyblade bursts apart, or something breaks, or a piece of metal or plastic gets knocked off and it goes flying out of the stadium. It's a hazard, and yes, there have been a few people over the years, including myself, that have actually been injured by such a thing. Like that one YouTube video I recorded with my former friend who started this entire incident, Requiem God. Yeah, that was a battle between me and him, and my bay scraped a bit of metal off of one of the bays he was battling with, and that metal went flying right at me, hit me right in the face. And that's also why I'm adding these in, because these are not just basic tinted lenses. These are Z87 Plus industrial lenses. And what that means is these lenses are designed to withstand a good amount of impact. You're not invincible to the damage, but it decreases it phenomenally. I've literally seen Z87 models that were designed so thick and strong that they would literally put it underneath a piston drop, and they would drop a big metal cylinder on it just to test its durability, and it would actually withstand it beautifully, in fact. And that's why I tend to buy these types of lenses. Because A, black and blue, it's kind of my thing, and B, you can't go wrong with industrial lenses. Durability is a must when you're trying to increase protection. Plus, nobody can see my eyes, so they can't tell where I'm looking or what I'm actually thinking. I gotta be honest, my recent haircut does not work with these. Makes me feel a little more like Terminator. I'll be back. No, I still can't take it seriously. But it's the thought that counts. Anyway, I like these things so much, I bought a whole bunch of spares that'll probably last me a good 20 years or so. So, I think I bought like 5 of them. Anyway, it was a good use of the money. At least I thought it was. This top section here that I don't have finished yet, I don't have any good images. I should not have rushed that. I guess I can work with this. That's fine. I'm going to create a piece that I can drop on top of here, but I can still grab from the edges and lift off. So this part will not be securely attached. It'll just be loosely fitted on top, and it'll rest there. That's my current plan. And I actually made this a little bit bigger than what it was supposed to be. The size for the score counter, which is what I'm going to put on top of here, but the size of it was approximately 8 inches in length and 6.5 inches in width. Now, assuming that info was actually accurate, then I'm over by about 2 or even 3 inches in width, and I got the length pretty much accurate. But again, I don't know that for certain because I don't have it yet, so I'm just changing this up slightly, and then I'm going to add more trim work on top that'll hold the scorekeeper piece in place when I put that on top. And then you can just lift it off, let the people grab their protection, put it back on. I thought it was a good idea. And the little drawer here that I'm going to put in later, it's going to hold these pieces right over here. These are spare attachments and even instruction manuals on how to use the tripods. What they can do, what they can't do, and these different attachments will allow you to actually change the heads on the tripods and swap it out for things like a high-speed camera or the one I'm actually using for my computer, which is Logitech. Some of that is actually pretty common in stop motion. They're small, easier to, configure, easier to move around. So I've added a whole bunch of features in the last few hours. I still need to paint this piece. I need to paint the one on the other side. I got the attack and defense done, but I didn't get them in the shots here. But that's fine. This one right here, I can already tell by the distinct pattern marking, that is going to be the balance side. But I need to paint that, and I'm just busy with this right now. But I have more work to do, so I'm going to go ahead, hop back in, get back to it. And hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have this whole section right here actually done. And then I can start on these sections to create the spots that'll hold the battling decks. Deck boxes, battle boxes, whatever it is you want to call them. They have multiple names. But I have made very good progress. So, with all that being said, I'll see you all back here with this tomorrow.